Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good afternoon and thank you for joining us for the Smoke of Defeat Round 5. Tonight we have All In versus Freeway Gaming. I'm going to be BearPanda co-hosting today with Wolfos.
Hello everybody and welcome once again. I know that you just saw Freeway play, but we liked what they did last game so much we decided to cast another one.
We did, and you know, they have that Wisp already banned out on All In, so we're not going to see the same thing, but we might see something close, or at least something that we haven't seen before. And
we are definitely going to figure out if Freeway is a one-trick pony or not. I don't think they are, considering the skill level they displayed last game. I'm curious to see if All In's going to be able to hold up under the pressure.
I am as well, and looks like the initial bans are already out. We have Wisp taken care of immediately, Nyx is already taken care of, Magnus is out of the pool, as well as Undying.
Yep, and we see some quick picks. These guys are flying along. We see Darkseer, Queen of Pain, and Keeper Light. Three very standard picks, gonna work very well together. And we see a Batrider and a Bounty Hunter on the same team. That is not something you want to let happen. Batrider's probably gonna end up in that middle lane, Bounty Hunter off lane, and you have one of the meanest ganking squads that you can get in this game.
Exactly, and there's still the Jakiro pickup they could do, so they could even combo more fire damage into the Batrider if they wanted to.
It doesn't work that way.
5 seconds remaining.
The Sticky Napalm only applies to Batrider's damage. It doesn't apply to all fire damage.
Reserve time.
Really? Oh, that's new to me, actually. See, you
yeah,
learn
it's
something
a little bit
new
of a
every
finer
day.
point there. Batrider's the only one who does technically coded fire damage. Jakiro's Macropyre is a nice big fire, but unfortunately does not get amplified by Sticky Napalm.
See, you know, I'm still stuck on Dota 1 where it's all the same, you know?
But yeah, we do see the Jakiro pickup, and so All In has a nice setup, so they just need to get the rest of their supporting crew and pick up their carry. And so that's going to put the pressure on Freeway for the bans, because you kind of need to know exactly what you're going to pick in order to figure out what you're going to ban. Looking at what Freeway has, they have the Darkseer, the Queen, and the Coddle. They haven't really pigeonholed themselves into a particular carry yet.
Dire team ban.
No, not at all. You know, they have their mid, they have their off lane. You know, they have Keeper of the Light to keep whoever safe needs to be. They might run a tri lane. They might even pick up a jungler right now. You know, that's always an option. So you never know. I'd like them to see. I'd like to see something new that we haven't seen before, like they showed us last game. So you know, we'll sit back and watch.
Yep, we'll let them bring the picks to us, because we're not doing it.
Exactly. And looks like, again, they're going to go ahead and ban out the CK. CK, apparently a hero they really don't like to play against.
I mean, if you think about with some of the picks that they've been doing, it would really mess up a lot of what they do. It seems like Freeway is very aware of the positioning game, and CK does a lot with that reality rift to just rip apart your positioning.
Team ban.
Exactly, you know, and so it's if they just never want to take care of the CK, that ban them out. They, you know, no reason they ever have to see him in game.
And we see a Tide Hunter ban coming out of All In.
Tide Hunter. Yeah, so a little bit of surprising ban in my opinion, but you know, always a good ban. I'm just not sure the Radiant team would have taken advantage of it or not.
No, I don't think so. Typically, you don't want to stick your Tide Hunter as your 5 support, considering that they have a Coddle to fill the 4 role. That means that Tide's just not going to get any farmer levels for a long time. That's not typically a support you want to grab.
But again, you never really know, especially with what they showed us last game. You don't know what they're going to do. Yeah, so maybe the Tide Hunter was part of their plan, and All In just screwed it.
It could be, and it looks like it looks like All In is very aware of what happened last game, going with that Faceless Void ban.
Yep, and so they're not going to let him pick up that Faceless Void or that or the Lich Assassin combo. So you know, sorry.
Lich Assassin? Is that a new hero? I haven't heard of him yet.
Yeah, it's Nyx Assassin's brother.
Oh,
From the Magic Academy.
Anyway, if I will be very impressed if All In say bans a Lich or something like
10
that.
seconds remaining.
You know, I doubt they will because they don't have the Chronosphere to back it up. But, you know, banning out the Void, they obviously know that Freeway likes to play Void as one of their carries, so they're getting rid of it.
And whoever did the Darkseer last game really showed us that he understands exactly how Darkseer works in times, because every vacuum he hit with a wall was just beautiful. He always hit it, caught 3 heroes, and just turned fights around constantly.
Exactly. The timing for his vacuums were just perfect on every single occasion that I saw him do it. So, you know, they were never too early in the team fight. They were always right at the point where they needed it to turn the fight around.
Yes, very much so, and I know we're sounding like fanboys, but we're still just in awe of the last game a little bit. We'll tone out here in a few minutes.
I'm sure we will. As soon as the game starts to play, we'll forget about that carry Venno, but unless they pick it up again, but
oh, I'm sure they'll
still my mind is just blown, so yeah, well, I don't know. Right now, it's pretty standard picks, so they might try a very, very standard lineup this game.
You know, with the skill level that they displayed, I have the feeling that they have the ability to do this and make it work just as well.
Well, they're definitely eating into their time right now. 23 minutes left as they finally ban out the Shadow Demon.
I have a feeling that they were probably debating what carry they needed to pick and what pickup that All In could have that would absolutely counter it. Shadow Demon says that maybe they're looking at like an anti-mage or something. No, Sven. They want to make sure he doesn't get kited. That purge goes through BKB. That's exactly what they're thinking. All right.
All right, so yeah, it's a great pickup. Picking up the Sven, getting rid of the Shadow Demon. They're ready to rock and roll. So they have their carry.
Now, All In does have an opportunity to make a pickup here to counter that Sven. There are still some things in the pool that will hurt him quite a bit. There's still a Beastmaster, there's still an Enigma, there's still a Bane even. They do have options. They could also pick up something that...
5 seconds remaining.
Or pick up a carry that's very heavy attack speed and go for something with a Basher as well. I mean, they still have options.
Yeah, and you know, for all I know, you know, they might even pick up something like a Razor. That would just absolutely decimate the Sven. But I think you're right. The Bane I would love to see picked up. That'll take care of the Sven for them. It'll also make it a lot easier for them in game.
Yeah, and Bane will quite nicely fill in that 4 role as well. Jakiro usually played as a 5 support. They really need somebody who can jungle or can take advantage of farm, and I think Bane would do well to pick up a fast BKB so that he can make sure that he locks down Sven. And look up, there it is.
And there we called it. Yeah, there's the Bane pickup.
Very smart pick by All In. I'm very interested to see if they do what I think they're going to do and give Bane some quick farm along the mid game so that he can get a BKB along the same time that Sven gets his so that he can make sure to keep him down.
Exactly.
Now looking at Freeway over here,
right.
They've got their mid, they've got their off lane, they've got the carry, and they've got a support.
Remaining.
What support can they pick up now to really finish off what I'm assuming is going to be a tri-lane?
It's going to be the Visage.
That is a scary tri-lane.
That is a very, very scary tri-lane. Especially, that's going to be especially helpful in the late game. If Visage gets his Aghanim Scepter, with those 3 familiars, he's able to land down 3 different stuns to lock down anyone he needs to.
Yeah, those are going to be especially important for countering Bane because they're so mobile. They can get in, and Bane will only get off a couple seconds of ulti if Visage is on top of his game.
Exactly. So Visage. So I'm assuming Visage is going to be in that tri-lane. Well, you know, we'll definitely see shortly.
Now, do you think this will be an aggressive tri-lane or a passive one?
You know, I think because they have the Sven, it's going to be a passive tri-lane. And it's going to be against the Bounty Hunter. I kind of see it going that way. I don't think they want to overextend with the Sven against the Jakiro and the Bane.
But Freeway showed us that they are not afraid to play aggressive at all last game when they did that Wisp-Veno combo at mid and just tore apart TA. So I think they could play the aggressive lane.
Absolutely true.
Especially considering how much AoE they have.
Anti-mage.
The only thing that I'd be worried about is that it is going to be a hero, you know, versus they tried to do that with the Void and had tried. The last pick is going to be the anti-mage. Great pickup. I think it's going to do well for him.
I think so too. I don't think it's going to match up very well against Sven, but I think Anti-Mage is going to do very well at picking out the supports in the background and doing a good job at laying the hurt down on Queen of Pain.
And getting rid of that Visage too. You know, he's going to be able to blink around and get those familiars taken care of. Familiars are very hard to catch up to and try and take for that extra 100 gold, so I think that actually is going to be an advantage as well.
All right, well, let's go ahead and see who's playing what, because I see heroes starting to move around. We're going to have Lufttree playing that Visage, Meepo Lover on the Coddle. We're going to have Iphilisish playing that Sven, Absinthe on the Queen of Pain, and finally Jeffrey Dahmer on the Darkseer going the safe lane. Moving up to the top, though, we do have the Dire moving around.
And we have Cryptic playing on the Anti-Mage. We have Vile playing on the Batrider. We have Burst. Not really sure how to pronounce that, but that's going to be playing on the on the Bane. Trance playing on the Bounty Hunter, and finally we have Stricken playing on the Jakiro.
And it looks like AI was anticipating some kind of level 1 fight.
Or maybe they're going to go for that initial first round gank, you know.
Not really sure, but they did the 5-man group, probably making sure that there's no counter pull ward. And it looks like we are going to have that tri-lane versus tri-lane.
Yep, it's going to be that aggressive tri-lane versus the passive tri-lane. You know, let's see how this works out.
Now, interestingly, Visage actually got Grave Chill at 1, opting not to get the Soul Assumption yet. So he went for the Disable rather than getting the extra damage.
And, you know, because it's a tri-lane, I can see why he'd do that. You know, they're going to try and take that easy first blood. So it's you know, this could be good.
It looks like we might have a little bit of a remake.
Yeah, we might have a remake, and we'll see how this works out. We're going to have to rehost on US East.
Maybe even move over to Europe West if it's that bad.
Where are both these teams from? Do you know where Freeway's from?
I think Freeway is from somewhere in Europe. I forget which side of Europe. But I believe that AI is from the Americas.
Uki's saying the stream is not up at all. No video sound or anything.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and after the picks, you're supposed to...
I think Uki's nuts because I'm looking at my stream and it's there.
Maybe Uki's internet can't support the stream.
I guess so. Alright, we're going to go ahead and disconnect and remake it, looks like. I don't know the screen. We'll just do that screen for a minute. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to make sure sound is working because I'm paranoid. Yep, Uki's nuts. Hey, I think I left sound on. I think you guys can hear all of my thoughts. You can. Okay. I'm going to turn off the sound. We'll be right back. Alright, and we're back in the game. This is just an all-pick remake. Don't freak out about the picks, guys. They did their draft already, which was analyzed a few minutes ago. I'll leave that in the video. And we just have these guys just getting their heroes again.
And for those of you who are with us for the first round, Visage is going to be that last pickup, and as well as AM was the last pickup for the Dire team.
Yep, it looks like everybody's got their heroes A-OK. And we're just waiting for the timer to reach so that we can see what's going on. But yeah, look,
Now, I was supposed to remind you to reset something.
Yes, I actually did remember.
Okay, good.
I just changed my overlay. You see these pretty sidebars? I'm going to make them disappear for you guys. Yeah, look at that magic. I'm a wizard.
Oh, okay.
Prepare
Are you
for
from the same academy as Lich Assassin?
Yes, yes. He's stupid. He's 5th in our class. Well, we've already introed the players, but we'll go ahead and re-intro them just to make sure everybody's up to page, up to snuff and whatnot. Let's see. Over on the Radiant side, we have Jeffrey Dahmer playing that Darkseer heading bottom. We're going to have Absinthe on that Queen of Pain heading mid, and we are going to have a tri-lane of Sven, Visage, and Coddle played by Ifalicious, Lefttree, and Meepo Lover respectively.
And on the top lane, where we have the Dire team now gathered, we have Cryptic playing on the Anti-Mage, Trance playing the Bounty Hunter, we have Barist on the Bane, we have Twin-Headed Dragon played by Stricken, and Vile playing on the Batrider.
And this is exactly the same setup, same movement we saw from everyone before, so no advantage was given. The match was remade before the timer even reached 0, so no advantage, nothing to worry about. This is a completely new game, and it is going to be just fine.
No one has seen the first rune, we're all good.
Yep. And let's see, how do you think this tri-lane's going to go?
In terms of what? In terms of who's going to have the advantage, or in terms of who's going to play it?
Let's see. Based just on the heroes, who do you think has the advantage here?
I'm going to give the advantage to the Dire team. The only reason being is they have the blink on the Anti-Mage. So they have the additional range coming off the Jakiro and the blink on the Anti-Mage. I think it's going to give them a slight advantage. We'll see how it works out. It's going to come down to really outplaying them, though.
They do have that Jakiro in the background. He just needs to make sure he stands back, ready with that Ice Path again, first level. This must be a new build I'm not aware of, because usually you want to get that Dual Breath early on. But he just needs to make sure he's not overly aggressive, stands back, and is ready to fire that off at the critical moment. And it looks like we're having to go here on the Bane. We're going to get the Illuminate off. There's the stun. Look at that damage! It makes me wish that there was a Soul Assumption going. Bane is going to get away, though, and it looks like Jakiro's going to eat quite a bit of damage as well. And that is the power of this tri-lane right here. The problem they're going to have, though, is Sven's out of mana.
Yeah, and he's going to be out of mana for at least another level until Meepo Lover can get up his Chakra magic.
I think that's going to be okay, though. If they can just make this tri-lane work until they hit level 2, so they get the Chakra magic, they can get that level of stats or the Warcry on Sven, and get that Soul Assumption, most importantly, up on that Visage. I think they just showed us what they're going to do.
Yeah, and I think I was completely wrong about who's going to dominate this tri-lane as well. If the Keeper of the Light is able to land all of his Illuminates, it's going to be a real problem for the Squishy Bane and the Jakiro.
Yes, it really is.
I was hoping...
look away for a minute and look over at mid just to see what's going on, because we have this Bat Quap lane that is about to erupt. They are both level 3, so this would be the time for one hero to make a go or the other. And right now it looks like Queen of Pain doing a pretty decent job of out-leveling that Bat. She walked out with the Magic Wand, the Magic Stick, so that she was, able to stack up stacks in case she needs it.
You know, and now she's sitting on 10 stacks right now, so she's absolutely fine if she even takes some damage.
Queen of Pain having a little bit of a problem, has to use that blink. She had 7 stacks of Napalm on her. That is so much. And keeping an eye towards the bottom, Bounty Hunter versus Darkseer. Kind of an interesting lane.
Darkseer actually taking the lead with the CS right now, 13 with 6 denies. Able to deny this Bounty Hunter more than I expected, at least.
And he also has just about double the CS of this Bounty Hunter as well, really showing off his skill here in the lane.
And here we go. So this is why we had the 5 top to begin with. They're really, they're protecting this pull the best they can. They're going to go ahead and pull this lane and try to deny the experience to the opposing tri-lane. That's going to really hurt that there's already 3 heroes there that are having less experience on the map than everyone else. If they're able to deny these waves, it's going to be a real problem for that tri-lane.
But now we have the signal to the Radiant tri-lane. They know the pull's happening. They're firing up the Illuminate. I don't think they're going to hit anything with it, though. They were trying to get the Bane, but Sen was not quite in position to get his stun off and hold him still.
You know, and luckily it actually was Golem, so the Illuminate wouldn't have helped. But if they can get a ward up there, I would love to see the Keeper of the Light just steal every single snack that they try and pull.
If he can time that especially well, it's really going to hurt. We do have Nightmare up on the Bane now. They're all level 2, so they have a couple of important spells for when they need them. Now we do see...
Anti-Mage barely out farming.
Just barely. And barely at that. Both these carries actually have pretty low farm. They're both playing very defensively. Sven has the ability to step forward, I think, and make something happen. I don't think he should be nearly so skittish.
Well, you know, I think what he's afraid of is if that Nightmare gets off on one of those heroes, suddenly it's a 3-on-2 for at least 6 seconds.
It looks like we are starting to make a little bit of a go. We had the Soul Assumption charges building, but...
And we have a Haste Rune on the Batrider bottom going on the Darkseer. Darkseer's going to try and surge away. He's out of mana. Batrider's going to go ahead and hit him back. Bounty Hunter trying to catch up. Batrider with the Haste Rune just laying down the fire.
Oh,
and there he goes. Darkseer finally goes down.
Man, Batrider with a Haste Rune. If that's not an overpowered little combination, I don't know what is.
Especially level 5 already, you know. Nothing you can really do.
It looks like we had an exchange of blows up on the top lane. In the meantime, I see Bane retreating back to base, Jakiro low on HP, as well as Luxury. Look, here's the go again. I think we're going to pop the Grave Chill. No, we're just going to go straight for the kill on that Jakiro.
Anti-Mage trying to get in there and do some damage on the Coddle to try and do something about that, but unable.
Well, he only has the 1 level in mana break so far, so unfortunately he's not going to be able to keep Coddle from casting Chakra everywhere. And we see Coddle starting to eat his way through the trees a little bit so that he can be in range to harass, even under tower range. This Anti-Mage just has nothing going easily his way.
No, but surprisingly, he still actually has 3 CS over the Sven.
He's having to work for it, though. And
Absolutely.
we see this Bounty Hunter taking so much damage from these Darkseer Ions.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Darkseer is doubling up on those Ions on the creep wave, so it's gonna be, you know, considering that it is... What level is he? Level 3 Ion Shell, that's gonna be 140 damage he's hitting for.
Now Batrider returns to the middle lane,
Dire's
having just died to Queen of
is
Pain.
under attack.
And Queen of Pain heading up top, checking for the rune, not going to find it. It's going to be down bottom, and it's going to be the Illusion rune. Nothing she's going to be able to do with that, but she'll still happily deny it to the Batrider.
A little surprised no one's picked it up yet. 6 minutes and 30 seconds already, and nobody's picked up that bottom rune yet.
Oh, we see it go up top. Sven's going to pop the Jakiro! And here we go. Anti-Mage has been hitting on the Sven, so he is out of mana, but he immediately gets chakra'd up once Anti-Mage blinks away. Man, that Warcry really tanking up the Coddle and the Visage so that they could be unafraid of eating creep hits while they continue to auto-attack whatever their target is.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I'm really glad he decided to take 2 points into the Warcry.
It's been a slow build thing for the past few months that Sven is starting to ignore the cleave and really get that Warcry up to level 4 before you invest into the cleave, because that armor is just so nifty early game, especially for pushes or for diving through creep waves.
Yeah, and not to mention the bonus speed as well. Who doesn't love an extra 12%?
Everybody
and
loves
here comes
a free
the Coddle
SMY.
illuminating up. It's gonna hit both of them.
Oof. That Anti-Mage is really starting to get hurt. And I think they might be out of regen on this top lane. They've only got 1 tango between the 3 of them, and they're not passing it to the Anti-Mage, so he's just here with what he has, and that's it.
But again, you know, Anti-Mage taking a lead on the Sven in the CS. Like, I think that's what they're trying to do, is although they are technically not as strong or not as aggressive in this lane, they are getting their job done, which is to get the farm onto the Anti-Mage.
Yes, I highly agree with that point. And just taking a look at the gold per minute, Sven's kills are making up for it, though. He's staying on par with the Anti-Mage.
Bounty Hunter might be trying something on Darkseer. No, he had the track on and was coming in with almost no HP, but slowed out.
I wouldn't run into a Darkseer with that low HP. Ion Shell for breakfast.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I think he made the smart decision by backing off. Darkseer having full HP, or full mana, so...
Oh, we see another go on the top lane. We're going for the Anti-Mage this time. There's the Warcry. Sven gets Nightmare. Anti-Mage blinks away, still has full mana. We have Bounty Hunter and Batrider coming in, really committing to getting these heroes down. Sven eating a lot of damage in the middle of the fire. Already burned the Warcry, has nothing to do but throw a stun. He gets Flame Breaked, he dies, and now looking at Visage, throws a spell, tries to take out the Bounty Hunter. Not happening. Coddle charging the Illuminate, can't get it off to hit anybody, and is going to eat all the damage. The entire tri-lane is down. Jeffrey Dahmer comes up as Darkseer, trying to make something happen, but all these heroes, not gonna happen. They're all gonna get away perfectly safe, I think. No, he says no, he's going for the Bane, he gets the Vacuum, Flame Break throws him away. We have Absinthe coming up, he wants the Batrider, he blinks forward, continues to right click, has the blink off cooldown, doesn't want to go in though.
So, wow, what an engagement. Great response on the Dire team to go ahead and pull off that 5-man on top. The Radiant team was not expecting that at all, and they were able to pick up all 3.
Yeah, they just completely turned that tri-lane around. It was sort of going in Radiant's way, now it's definitively Radiant's game to lose up there.
And you know, I think that's what really started that was actually that they tried to engage on the Anti-Mage who was able to blink away, so they wasted most of their spells on someone who isn't going to go down. That left the other supports to go ahead and come in and counter.
Yeah, Anti-Mage blinking away just bought enough time for both TPs to go off, and then that was just the fall of the tri-lane. Alexa Carter tried again to get the Illuminate off. It was misfired. It hits nobody.
Barely
Bounty Hunter coming in, going for the Coddle, lands a critical strike. Gets a crack off, but is forced to retreat because he has no backup.
Oh, cover your eyes! Dire's bottom tower is taking a drubbing.
In the meantime, Darkseer doing work in the bottom lane, getting that tower down, killing the creep waves with
Dire's
Xylophone. He's going to get the last
is
hit
under
here.
attack. If you were Dire's bottom tower, you would have fallen just now.
Batrider trying to save up some of the gold. He's got about 1k. Once he gets that Blink Dagger, it's going to be a different game. Until then, we're going on the Queen of Pain. Can we get the lasso? We got it! Now we just need the burst damage. No Flame Break, though. Misfire. Too late.
Cover your eyes.
Queen of Pain gets
Dire's
away.
bottom tower is taking a drubbing.
Again, it's going to be really hard to gank these heroes when there's 2 blinkers on each team. So hopefully, you know, Queen of Pain is going to go for it, blows her ult, it's not going to get the Batrider. Batrider gets away with 26 HP.
And there's action happening everywhere. My eyes keep getting drawn up top, back to mid, down to bottom. It's hard to follow everything. This is a very active game.
I'm trying to just look at what item someone has, and all of a sudden there's another kill up, you know, or at least action. Like,
yeah, not a whole
not
lot
as
of
many
kills are going down. There's only a total of 7 kills on the map, but a lot of action. These teams really trying to force things to happen and make their presence felt. Looks like we have a little bit of a lag issue. Hopefully it will be fixed soon. It's Jakiro's not connected at the moment. Okay. Now, this Visage. He hasn't picked up anything but the Ring of Basilius yet, so and it doesn't look like he's especially trying to farm. Looks like Coddle's getting a few more items than him, considering he has the boots and a few other things. I guess the Visage is the 5-roll this time.
Yeah, I think you might be right. And you know, the fact that he has wards, so...
Yeah, and he doesn't even have
Shout
his
out
boots
to
yet.
BattleNet chat. Sven, though, has caught up in CS now, so he's right back with the Anti-Mage. They are on key right now, so it's going to be carry versus carry. They're both going to have basically a fair amount of gold on each side, so it should be a good fight.
And Sven just about to hit his ulti. He's so close to level 6 he can smell it. He's trying to hang around for every last bit of experience he can get. And they have a ward now. They can see the Coddle Illuminate's coming. They see this is a 5-man up here. They might get sandwiched if they're not careful. Bane might get caught out. Queen of Pain blinks forward. She wants the Anti-Mage.
Is under attack.
Blows all of her spells. No. The rest of her team says no. Get Bane. And they go ahead and pick him off.
Poor top tower. Can its end be
They're at least able to
drawing
save 2
nigh?
heroes, though. The 5-man comes up, they see it, they recognize it, they completely back out. Bane, unfortunately, was still caught out. However, they still have 2 lanes that are being free-farmed. Batrider and Bounty Hunter are getting farm right now, so it actually might be advantageous for them, even though they lost the
Dire's
Bane.
top tower
Yep,
has
they
fallen.
are going to lose their top tier
I'm
tower,
sorry
and that
to
is
say
going to
it.
be a huge influx of gold in the Radiant's way, and they're not letting up off of this push quite yet. It looks like they're here to stay.
You're absolutely right. They're going to just continue this wave and wait for someone to come and respond.
And we do see the
They're
going
CPs coming out of the
straight to the
background, the
2-2.
Batround coming out of the
Can
woods.
its end
And
be
it looks like,
drawing
ooh,
nigh?
Bat needs to be careful. He's very much separated from the rest of his team. And we do
here
have
comes the
spells
Firefly.
going
He's
off.
going to come in.
Looks like Queen of Pain getting away. Does have track on. Bat has a haste rune, continuing to chase this Quap, who just bursts on the Bat and kills him outright. And looks like Anti-Mage tries to blink forward to get a Mana Void off. Doesn't get it off on the right target, though. And they've killed no one. Nobody died from the Radiant side at all. Darkseer's still up here playing with the rest of the Dire. And the rest of his team comes forward. Sven has a God Strength on. Has a Warrior Cry coming off momentarily. They're looking for the Bane. He wants to throw the stun. Needs to pop the War Cry. Does so. Bane still very fast. Sven needs to throw that stun before Brain Sap goes off. And he gets it just in the nick of time.
Now you've seen the light.
Bounty Hunter in the background trying to look for an easy pickoff. Not going to find it, though.
And the Radiant team, you notice they do have a sentry ward, so they do see him
Dire's
over
top
there
tower
hunting.
is under
Yes,
attack.
they do. And they're smartly going to back off. Leave the tower for another day. Make sure they get their heroes out.
That poor Bane, mid-animation cast is taken out.
Yes.
That Brain Sap is on the way and taken out. Brain Sap is one of the things that I don't like about it is its animation is kind of lengthy.
It's the same animation as his ultimate, so it's kind of hard to tell sometimes which spell he's going to do, and it does have that almost full second wind-up time to it. It can really hurt.
It's kind of like, it's kind of like his standard attack. The backswing on it is ridiculous to try and actually last hit with.
And we see the Radiant 5-manning up the middle again. It looks like they are just hungry for towers. They want to make sure they hold on to their advantage.
Not sure they're actually going to be pushing. They don't have Sven with them right now. But they're going to use these images to at least put some pressure onto the tower.
Yeah, the Coddle's
Illuminate
standing
comes
very
off.
far forward.
Not hitting any heroes, but doing some damage to the wave. Looks like they're going to catch the Coddle out. There's the Batrider's going to come over the top. Queen of Pain uses her ult. Batrider's going to go ahead and grab Queen of Pain, try and pull her out. It's not going to happen. Bounty Hunter's going to throw his track. Looks like Sven's going to come in. He's going to start wiping up. Getting the Jakiro. He's going to go down. 4-man down on the Dire side.
Again, Bounty Hunter is the only one who lives through this fight. This is not good for the Dire. They are starting to lose whatever cohesion they had at the beginning. And they need to get it together pretty quick here. This Sven's just going to walk over everybody.
I think when you get that Ion Shell onto that Sven, it's really hard to do anything against it, considering you have Anti-Mage who has to be close, Bounty Hunter has to be close, and Batrider all have to be close. He has to be on top of you, so they want you to come, the Radiant team right now, they want the Dire team to get in close and have those engagements. Darkseer's able to pull him in, Sven's able to take advantage of it, so I think that's what's really helping him right now.
Yes, I agree totally. And Sven, very, very dangerous right now. He's almost got the BKB up. Just needs about another 1.3k and he'll have it. And that's really going to be the make or break time for the Dire. Will they be able to take him out? Will Bat get the lasso? Will Bane get the ultimate off? Is it going to happen? I just don't know.
Yeah, and Anti-Mage actually going with the Perseverance and actually turning that shield into a poor man's shield. I was hoping to kind of see a Vanguard on him this game, just because of the damage coming off from Freeway right now. Again, he doesn't really have the farm to support it, though, so I definitely see why he's going to go for that Perseverance into the Battle Fury.
I guess he's got a source of confidence I'm just not aware of, because he is 1 and 2. He takes a lot of damage in these fights, and he continues to participate in them, so I don't really know what he's got up his sleeve.
And looks like they're going to go ahead and split off from the 5-man Dota, go ahead and take their time to farm.
Looks like
No
they've
one really
got
gathering
their
up.
initial lead, and they just want to make sure that they keep it. They're going to make sure they get their core items up. We have some action going down in the bottom. Looks like Bounty Hunter playing with the Sven and the Visage.
Yep, and actually Batrider did get his Flaming Lasso off on the Sven, but wasn't able to do anything with it. Visage was able to just keep him contained, so Batrider have to back off.
Now you have to remember that Batrider cannot attack while using Flaming Lasso anymore, so he has to have support in order to make stuff happen.
Exactly, and there's really not much he could have done in that situation. Bounty Hunter did what he could, but there's just too many heroes down there to protect the Sven.
And Coddle doing some little bit of free farming in the middle and up towards top. He's been making sure the lanes stay pushed, keeping those creep lines as far away from his tower as possible. I think they realize that their real advantage right now is in their tower gold, and they want to make sure they keep it.
Exactly, yeah. They're sitting at 3 towers to 0 at the moment.
Antimage is starting to get up enough gold to get the Battle Fury, but it's going to be a few minutes late. At this point, I would have loved to have seen this Battle Fury about 2 or 3 minutes ago. At this point, I don't think he's going to have it until past 20, and that's just far too late for it to be overly effective.
Well, you know, in this game, you got to look at the game, too, about who he's facing. The Sven, all he's going to have is a BKB. Because they're both running the tri-lane, no one's really that farmed, so even though the Battle Fury is going to be later than normal, it's because he didn't have a free farm lane.
Yeah, I can definitely see that argument.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Bounty Hunter pinging out on the Darkseer. We're going to see if Dire is going to do something about this. Not knowing that the Radiant team is all right in front of him until they come in vision of that ward. Now he's going to send some pings out.
And they do see that Ghost or that Shadow Walk getting activated, so they do know he's down here. They're probably looking for somebody to blink forward and pop a dust.
And Bounty Hunter knows they're hunting for him, so he's going to go ahead and back out.
Goes ahead and says, see you later, I'm not game for 1v5, not that farmed yet. But looking around, we do see Batrider. Looks like he's getting ready to stack some Ancients, getting ready for that Anti-Mage Battle Fury to come online.
Meanwhile, Keeper of the Light doing the same on the Radiant side, actually having the third stack now that's going to be on the Radiant side versus only 2 on the Dire side.
And Sven can start farming that in a couple of levels. He's level 8 right now, so only has the level 1 cleave, opting not to get the rest of Warcry, identifying that he needs to get the cleave up so that he can get those farm, so he can get that farm up.
Bounty Hunter picking up a double damage. Let's see if he can do something with it, or at least if he's going to try to, or if he's just going to use it to farm.
Be interesting to see what he does with it. It looks like Radiant kind of wants to push down at the bottom. Everybody's starting to gather around in this area, but they're minus their Darkseer at the moment, so I don't know if he's going to be in time or not. Looks like they're going to equal out around the tower and he'll be here in time. But this could be a mistake, pushing it without all of your heroes. I see patience from them waiting for the Darkseer to get up here and get into position. They take out the Bounty Hunter illusions. And this is going to be a big team fight. Bounty Hunter starting to make his move forward, getting into position to land that track. Gets it off on the Visage, so we know who their focus fire is. So Visage going to back off, stand in the back. Let Coddle, Darkseer, and Sven take the forward position so that they absorb most of the damage and he doesn't give them free gold they don't need.
Meanwhile, Anti-Mage desperately trying to finish off that Battle Fury, 150 gold away from having a Battle Fury and being able to TP in and help with his team fight.
It doesn't look like that's going to be his priority at all. Looks like he might be trying to trade towers, but Radiant happy to take it.
And I would too. A tier 1 for a tier 2 any day.
And twice today, Saturday.
and twice today, absolutely.
Now we do have the Radiant still continuing to stick around, commit to this push. They are sacrificing some time to get some extra levels, but they are going to get the tower out of it, so they've got a significant amount of gold. I saw a blink off the bat. He blinked backwards, was trying to get the deny. I thought that was somebody getting an item I hadn't seen for a second.
Yeah. I was gonna say I thought they were gonna continue to push with the Pipe of Insight being with the pipe being popped. But looks like they might go for the Roche Pit now. Pings are coming out. And there are no wards on the Dire side, so they can't see him right now.
The problem is there's no wards for the Radiant side either. Nobody has vision around the Roshan area. They're probably going to have to wait for the next ward set.
And Dire wards now completely running out. They just missed their one on the top river. And obviously they know something's going on. Everyone's missing. They're going to go ahead and check the Roche pit. Not find anyone there, though.
Now, in the meantime, Sven has finished up his BKB, has still the 10-second charge on it, and we have something brewing in the middle. Bounty Hunter with the double damage, looking to make a go on the Visage. We have everybody coming in. There's the Ice Path. There's the Batrider. Queen of Pain pops the ulti, manages to take out the Bounty. There's the Illuminate. Batrider taking a significant amount of damage, but Queen of Pain has to back out, taking quite a bit of her own. Bane in the background also taking some hits. Coddle doing his best to fire off that Illuminate. He gets it. Queen of Pain also blinking forward, taking out the Batrider. And that's a 3-for-1 trade that they will be happy to take. That's going to set them up for a push at mid.
Yeah, and looks like that's definitely what they're going to do. 3 still lingering around, waiting to push this tower.
We also have Sven up top, initiating the split push.
Time is running out for Dire's middle tower.
Which I think is a great choice for them right now.
I think he'll pop the ulti for this tower. There he goes. There's the God Strength. Gonna throw his stun even onto the creeps. Really committing with the Warcry to this fight. He wants this tower dead.
And with the right-click damage that he has right now, he's going to do it. Nobody is responding. Looks like the Dire team is going to be a little far behind. Bane's going to come in, try and make something happen before this tower goes down.
Dire's top tower
and that's it. That's a cleanup. All 6 towers down for the Dire.
Yeah, the Radiant team definitely take advantage of the fact that Anti-Mage is underfarmed at this point for where it normally would be in the game. They're going to push hard. They're going to take that mid to early game advantage. They're going to use those characters that are going to take advantage of it, and they're going to take all those towers down and force the other team to not have any place to farm anymore.
I seriously disagree
now
with
that
this
all the towers are down
now.
He did finish it.
He finished it, but what use is it at 22 minutes? You've got a Battle Fury, sure, but you have no HP, you have no attack speed, you have nothing but the potential to farm. At this point, I think he would have been better off going for something like a Vlad and SNY. He needs those mid-game focus items that he can actually finish instead of hoping and praying to leave him alone long enough to get to his big core items.
I think I definitely agree with you on that. Having a Battle Fury is great when you can get it early enough that it's going to help you farm, but I don't think the game is going to last long enough for him to take advantage of it.
No, not when he's gotten it this late. If he got it 12 minutes ago, different story.
$15-6, it's not a huge advantage yet. It's only 9 kills on the is the difference here.
But it just feels like the Radiant is so far ahead, and that's just the power of that tower gold, I think.
Well, it's actually also, if you notice the, we have 107 CS on the Anti-Mage, and other than that, the Batrider has 76, versus on the Radiant side, we have 2 characters with over 100 CS, and Sven with 90.
Yeah, the Dire have only given themselves over to 1 real farmer, putting a lot of eggs into the Anti-Mage basket, and I don't think it's going to pay off. It looks like we're going to get the Roshan coming up for the Radiant as well, eating through Roshan, even without having the God Strength pop. That Mask of Madness really giving Sven a big advantage. And just look at the items these guys have. They've got Medallion of Courage, they've got Mechanism on the Coddle, they've got a Point Booster on the Visage, who's apparently going for Aghanims. Queen of Pain has a freaking Sheep Stick already. Oh my gosh, that's so much more farm already.
I just noticed that, yeah. And she's, on top of that, she's sitting on 2.6k.
This is just throwing your money around at this point. They're showing off exactly what you can do when you have the gold.
Yeah, and you know what?
Something
that I want to point out, though, I love to see that there's some farm on the Keeper of the Light. A lot of things that I've been noticing in the current meta is that supports are getting 0 farm. 0. They're going to end the game with boots and wards. And I personally, I like to see supports get a little bit of farm. They need to have a little extra HP so they can take a couple hits. Not a lot. I'm not saying that I want to see a Shadow Shaman that by the end of the game has a Bloodstone and Aghanims and all that. I mean, but at least something to let him survive a little bit,
I know what you mean exactly. It's so much more excuse me, your team just makes better sense when your supports have those supportive items. When they get that urn, they get that medallion, they get those little things that just add so much to a fight. It just makes all the difference.
Give them a bracers, for God's sake, you know?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, you know, let him take that 1 CS, you know? Let him take the 1 CS per wave.
I think it's probably comes down to the supports that manage their time best. Like, Coddle has been very diligent about making sure their towers don't get pushed. That's where a significant portion of his gold is coming from, is from killing those waves. It's also about managing, if you're not ganking, if you're not babysitting, you should probably be in a jungle getting a few last hits. It's about managing that time and managing it well, and the Radiant's doing a wonderful job of it.
You know, and just because what I was talking about earlier, I'm going to go ahead and point out that, you know, the Bane is exactly what I'm talking about. Boots, and that's about it.
And we see the bat diving in. He gets a hold of the Darkseer. He's not going to get anything off. He gets the wall in the vacuum off. He stays alive. And we see the Sven coming up with the cleave, cleaning up everything. Anti-Mage has to blink back, and Sven, when the Coddle Illuminate, just annihilates everybody. The Sonic Wave just tore apart. Actually, the Sonic Wave's still off cooldown. Anti-Mage trying to chase down the Queen of Pain. Unable to do so. And wow, that was nothing but Illuminate and God Strength. Wow.
I don't know how that Darkseer got out of that.
He just had that half second where he kept his head. Instead of trying to run, he cast spells. That is what made all the difference.
That's what you need to do.
Sometimes I find myself saying for no reason at all, Dire's
that
middle tower has
is
fallen.
a really big ion shell.
A massive ion shell. Wow. I did not know that happened. Good to know.
That surprised me a little bit, so much so that I missed the kill on Anti-Mage underneath it.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Now we do have the fight going on. The rack's going
Dire's
down,
middle barracks have fallen.
and it looks like AI is calling out the GG.
While we're on the subject,
And the GGs are coming out. Yep, it's wow. Another great game by Freeway.
They're really, yes, they are not a one-trick pony. This is a team that's going to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely agree.
I'll be looking to see them tomorrow in the finals. You guys can tune in for that. Sunspan and Reeves will be starting those up at 9 a.m. Pacific time, so be sure to tune in for that. I have been Wolfos, and this has been my co-caster, BearPanda. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you later.